What is up, guys? Emmanuel Jones here, back at with another NFL record prediction, and this time we'll be doing our Week 14 predictions. Well, last week I went 9-5, which I did pretty good last week. And don't forget, the teams who are on bye week are the Colts, Dolphins, Patriots, and Eagles. So yeah, but you know what? I chose the Steelers to beat the Vikings, and they lost 36-28. Which that was pretty much a close game. Steelers almost made a late comeback. But you know what? We're going to get things started. But before I get started, don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. And don't forget to comment down your opinion below to see who's going to win this week. So anyways, we're going to get started. All right, we have the Baltimore Ravens versus the Cleveland Browns. This game was going to be towards the Ravens being favored, but now the Browns are favored in this game. Now here's why. Now, this game can barely go either way though because last time when these two teams played twice, Baltimore swept them. But we can see it happening again. But when I look at this game from week 12, the Browns' pass defense played really good, and they really picked off Lamar 4 times. I mean, I feel like the Browns' pass defense did play really well against the Ravens. I mean, Baker probably played kind of well. I mean, when you look at his stats, I mean, he had like 200 yards, threw over 200 yards, which that's good. And Lamar had like under 200 yards, which that was kind of bad. And plus, the Ravens' defense is pretty much inconsistent. And plus, with their top corner, Marlon Humphrey, being out, I mean, I feel like the Ravens' secondary is probably gonna be banged up due to the top corners. I mean, we don't really know who's gonna replace him, so that's hard to say because I don't really know if Jimmy Smith's gonna be the guy because I don't really think Jimmy Smith's that good of a shutdown corner. So yeah, that can allow this game to. So yeah, that can really allow the Browns to have success passing the ball really well because they was able to do that against the Ravens, but they didn't be able to do enough. But you know what? I think the Browns' offense will do enough of running the ball and passing the ball because the Ravens' defense, is totally inconsistent though. But at least they've been playing. I mean, the Ravens' defense played really well versus the Browns, and it also combined with the 4 turnovers that the Ravens had, they were still able to overcome and win. But you know what? As long as Lamar Jackson doesn't do that again, maybe the Ravens might have a chance to at least pull it off. But you know what? The Browns are coming off a bye week and they have time to prepare, and time for their next game and stuff, and they must have studied the playbook and all that. But you know what? It's kind of tough to say this, but I call it a trap game for some reason, but I don't know. But you know what? I kind of feel like the Browns are getting close to being the playoffs still, but you know what? It's kind of tough to say who's going to win, but I think this game is going to be a little bit of a low-scoring game, and I think it's going to be very close this time. I think it's going to be much more of a defensive game. So I'm going to go ahead and take the upset and take the Browns to win because I just kind of feel like, I mean, even though the Browns are a more talented roster, I think the Ravens, have a better coach and better quarterback because Baker Mayfield, he's not as good. So, yeah. So, and plus, I think the Browns do have a better pass rush. So, I think they'll find a way to at least, I think they'll find it at least slow down the Ravens' run game because the Ravens' run game is very inconsistent, and plus their offensive line is not that good. So that means I think the Browns' defense can take advantage of that, and plus their secondary can find a way to at least cover cornerbacks, which you got Denzel Ward and Greg Newsome and Troy Hill, one of your best corners. So you can put him on Sammy Watkins, Marquise Brown, and Rashad Bateman. So, yeah. So, I think the Browns offense has a big game this day. So, yeah. I think Baker Mayfield, I feel like he's going to do enough. As long as he's not struggling, then I think the Browns might have a chance to win. But I think it will be close, though, because I kind of feel like, the Ravens with Lamar, he's going to try to at least torch this defense. So I'm going to take the Browns to win 22-20. But I will take the 2.5, though, because I think they will keep it closer this time. So I'm going to say the Ravens cover the plus the 2.5. But I'm going to take the Browns to win the game. But would I be shocked if Baltimore wins again? No, but I just feel like the Browns are just more healthier. All right, next game we have the Jacksonville Jaguars versus the Tennessee Titans. Titans are favored by 8.5. I'm gonna keep this one short though. So when I look at this matchup, the Titans, are coming off a bye week, which means they're well prepared, well rested, and also they have time to study the playbook and all that. While Jacksonville, is easily one of the worst teams in the league. And I believe that Urban Meyer, I think Urban Meyer is going to be on the hot seat pretty soon. But now I just got a report saying that he's going to remain as a coach, which that's kind of not really good for Jacksonville to do. But you know what? I think it's time for Jacksonville to get a new coach right now because Urban Meyer, is just a disaster. Like, he can't really coach to save his life, people. His play call sucks. So I believe that with the Titans, and I'm hoping the Titans are going to get one of their top receivers back. They should be able to get Julio back and all that. And I felt the defense might do enough job, stopping the Jags run game and all that, and stopping their passing game because Jacksonville's offense, stinks. And plus, that. And plus, they have a bad defense, so that can allow the Titans to have success passing the ball as much. Which I think Julio Jones might have a good game, especially with A.J. Brown not being there. I think Julio Jones could have a big game. So, yeah. So, with that being said, I got the Titans winning this game 27-10. And the reason why is that, Tennessee has more to play for. They have the better quarterback, the better coach. There's the better team. So the Titans should easily win this game, and they should easily cover. All right, next game, we have the Las Vegas Raiders versus the Kansas City Chiefs. Chiefs are favored by 9.5. Now, when I look at this matchup, though, we're going to probably talk about this matchup from last time. Because last time when these two teams have played, I believe that, the Raiders' offense did not look well versus the Chiefs because, what the Chiefs defense did, their defense was absolutely playing like top 10 in that game. Their defense gave a lot of points in that game, which their defense really kept the Raiders out of their end zone. They was able to stop the pass. They was able to stop the run and all that. So, yeah, I like what their defense had did. But the offense looked it really well, though. Tyreek Hill looked it great. Travis Kelce looked it great. The Chiefs' offense really looked good in that game versus the Raiders. But you know what? They scored like over 40 points, and Mahomes threw for like over 400 yards, which that was his best game. But you know what? We can really see that happen again. But what I'm thinking is with the Raiders, with the Raiders off defense, the Raiders offense, has not been looking great so far. And their defense is so inconsistent. So that can allow the Chiefs offense to have success passing the ball as much and running the ball. So yeah, the Raiders, they barely played really well defensively, but they didn't do enough though, because they couldn't stop Washington. But you know what? This game can be very close to time. But I think it's going to be very close to time because I think Derek Carr, he's going to try to keep pace. I mean, yeah. But if this Chiefs offense, if they don't play garbage in this game, then I think they'll score 30 points. So yeah. But I wouldn't be shocked if they do. But I think this game will be close though. But you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and take the Chiefs to win 24-19 because I just kind of feel like the Chiefs are just a better team. They have the better quarter. I mean, they have the better coach, and plus, I don't know about the better quarter. I mean, both of them are struggling, but Patrick Mahomes even sucked this year. So, and Derek Carr, he almost sucked this year. So yeah, so I'm probably gonna say the Chiefs win this game, 24-19. So I'm gonna say Chiefs win this game, and I'll say the Chiefs cover. I mean, I'm gonna say the Raiders cover. I'm gonna take the points though because I'm taking the Raiders to cover because I think they keep it close because Derek Carr, he's gonna try to play well this game and all that, and I think the offense might do enough job, especially the Chiefs defense. Playing like they're the best defense in the NFL. I mean, yeah. But I wouldn't be shocked if it was a blowout. So, yeah. So I'm gonna take the 9.5 points with the Raiders to cover, but I'll take the Chiefs to win this game. And I'm hoping that Patrick Mahomes has a good game this week. All right, next game. We have the New Orleans Saints versus the New York Jets. Saints are favored by 6.5. Now, when I look at the matchup now we heard the news about Cameron Jordan is on IR, which Cameron Jordan, he's like the biggest factor to this team. But you know what? I think the Saints defense can do a good enough job, slowing down the Jets offense. Because the Jets offense is not as good, and plus their defense is bad. So I think that could probably allow the Saints, have success passing the ball. And I think Kamara should be back, so they should have success running the ball as well. But even though their receivers stink, I think the Saints do have a chance passing the ball, though. But you know what? Taysom Hill did not look good versus the Cowboys last week. But you know what? I think Taysom Hill is going to have a big game, and I think he's going to play well this game. But you know what? The Saints really have a great offensive line, and they can find a way to block the Jets' D-line up front because their D-line is so bad. And plus, they have a great defensive line that can really disrupt the Jets' offensive line, which it's not that good. And plus, Zach Wilson, I mean, he has been a bust. I mean, he has not been playing well recently, but at least he did play a little well versus the Eagles, but he didn't do enough. But you know what? This game is going to be very close, but you know what? I don't think it's going to be closer. But you know what? I'm going to go ahead and take the Saints to win 27-13. I mean, the Saints are just a better team. They have the better coach. And you know what? I have more faith that Taysom Hill is going to get the job done this game. So, yeah. So, I'm going to take the Saints to win this game and taking the Saints to easily cover. All right, next game, we have the Dallas Cowboys versus the Washington football team. Cowboys are favored by 4.5. Now, when I look at this matchup, though, it can go either way, though, because Washington swept them last year. Now, and here's the reason why. Now, it's because of Andy Dalton. Now, it's because Washington's defense was able to stop the run that game. We can really see it do it again this year. I mean, because Ron Rivera, I mean, he's been so motivated. I mean, Taylor Heineke's playing really well, and plus the defense is playing really well. But Washington's defense is still inconsistent because here's the thing. The Cowboys' offense is very dynamic. And I think think they do have really great receivers that can really cause Washington's defense a lot of problems. And plus, Washington's pass defense, I mean, it's not been looking great. So that can allow the Cowboys to have success passing the ball. And plus their run defense, even without Chase Young and Montez Sweat, I mean, it's not the same. So I think that can allow the Cowboys to run the ball. And plus, they got two running backs. They got Zeke Elliott and Tony Pollard, which he's a beast on that team. But you know what? I think the Cowboys will do enough offensively, though. But Washington's offense, I mean, they got some great receivers, though. And plus, they don't have a great offensive line, but they have a great run game. But I think the Cowboys' defense is going to do a better job slowing down the run. And plus, Micah Parsons has been very dominant in this game. But you know what? I think the Cowboys do have a better offensive line in this game because they'll find a way to block Washington's D-line up front. And plus, Washington, they don't really have – I mean, their offensive line is not great. And plus, the Cowboys D-line is very good, which they can be able to at least disrupt the run game. And plus, I'm hoping that DeMarcus Lawrence come back this week and Brandon Gregory because I think those are big factors to that defense. But you know what? It can barely go either way, but would I be shocked if Washington won this game? Nah. But I know this game's in Washington, though, but I'm still not in love with the quarterback position right now. I mean, even if they have a mobile quarterback, I could lean towards Washington to pull off the upset. But you know what? I'm going to take the Cowboys. Because I just really think the Cowboys are just the more complete team. They have the better quarterback. I mean, yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and say that the Cowboys do. But I'm going to say this game is going to be very close. And I say this game is going to be a little bit low scoring and a little bit of a defensive game. But you know what? I'm going to say the Cowboys win this game. But I will take the points, though. The 4.5. Because I think with Taylor Heineke playing well almost every week, I feel like Washington, they've been prepared and all that to play good teams. I mean, Washington could be the most underrated team because they've been beating a lot of good teams. I mean, yeah, but I kind of feel like Washington's defense could really give Dak Prescott a tough time, but I mean, their defense wasn't able to play Dak Prescott like most of the time last year because he was injured. But this time, Dak Prescott is facing against Washington's defense that's so inconsistent, which I think the Cowboys do have a better game. So yeah, so I kind of feel like the game plan on both sides of the ball for Dallas is going to work. So I'm going to go ahead and take Washington to cover plus a 4.5, but I will take the Cowboys to win the game. All right, next game, we have the Atlanta Falcons versus the Carolina Panthers. Panthers are favored by 2.5. Now, when I look at this game right now, this can barely go either way, though, because here's the thing. Now, the Falcons' offense, I mean, now, here's the thing. It can go either way because when I look at the Panthers, I kind of feel like the Panthers are coming off a bye and they've been well prepared and they will study the playbook. While the Falcons, they stink. I mean, their offense, it's not as bad as you think, but their defense is not great. But you know what? I think the Panthers' offense, because I feel like Cam, he's been so inconsistent. And plus, the passing game has been very inconsistent. And the run game has not been looking the same without Christian McCaffrey. But you know what? I think the Panthers might do more passing the ball. I mean, as long as Cam Newton, if he doesn't play like trash, then I think the Panthers might have a chance to win because they got some really great receivers that can cause the Falcons defense some issues. So plus the Falcons don't really have a lot of good corners who can really cover. So you got DJ Moore, Robbie Anderson, Terrence Marshall. Just get them the ball to them because I kind of feel like because I feel like those are like the biggest factors to this Atlanta defense, which is not Atlanta secondary, which is not good. And you know what? I think the Panthers defensive line is a little bit inconsistent though. But you know what? The Falcons have a bad offensive line, and I think the Panthers defensive line can disrupt the run game and all that. And I think their pass defense with their secondary is really good, which I think they can lock down the Falcons passing game. So yeah, but you know what? I want to go with the Falcons again. But you know what? Last time this game was low scoring, and it was a defensive game. But you know what? I think this is going to be another defensive battle in this game. But I wouldn't be shocked if the Falcons win this game, and I wouldn't be surprised if this game was a blowout. But you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and just take the Panthers to win 20-17. I mean, I just kind of feel like the Panthers have more talent on their team than the Falcons, and plus they have a better coach and are at home. So yeah, and both quarterbacks could be about the same. So yeah. So I'm gonna take the Panthers to win this game, but I'm gonna take the points though with the Falcons. The 2.5 with the Falcons. Because here's the thing. Matt Ryan seemed like he's a little bit inconsistent, but he's kind of okay. But yeah. But I kind of feel like Matt Ryan, he's going to try to keep pace and all that. So yeah. Because he'll try to outplay Cam and all that, and Cam will try to outplay him. But yeah. But the Falcons defense might give the Panthers offense a lot of issues in this game. And the Panthers offense can give the Falcons offense issues in this game. So I think it's going to be back and forth defenses playing against each other. So yeah, but I'm thinking it's going to be a defensive game. So yeah, like a little bit of a low scoring game. So, but I wouldn't be really shocked if Carolina scored 30 points because even with Cam Newton, they've been struggling a little bit to score 30 points because during the Cardinals game, they didn't do it. But you know what? I think this is the game that Cam Newton needs to play well in this game. But I'm just hoping that Cam Newton can play well this game. So yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and take the Falcons to cover the plus the 2.5, but I'll take the Panthers to win this game. And I'm hopefully Cam Newton can have a good game this week. Next game, we have the Seattle Seahawks versus the Houston Texans. Seahawks are favored by 7. You know what? I'm going to keep this one a little short. Now, here's the thing. Now, the Seahawks, offensively, they play really well offensively. And plus, on defense, they play really well. I mean, at the end of the game, they kept the Niners out of the end zone. But you know what? I think with the Texans, since their defense is so bad, I think Seattle do have some really great receivers that can really cause the Texans secondary issues. I mean, you got DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett, which are your best receivers in the game. I mean, just give the ball to them because they're going to start running routes and they're going to make explosive plays down the field. I mean, yeah. And plus, Texans don't have a quarterback, so without Tyrod Taylor, they don't really have Tyrod Taylor in this game. So it's going to be Davis Mills. But you know what? I got the Seahawks winning this game 35-16. I mean, I just kind of feel like the Seahawks are just the better team. They have the better quarterback and better coach. So, yeah. So, the Seahawks, they should easily win this game, and they should easily cover. All right, next game, we have the Detroit Lions versus the Denver Broncos. Broncos are favored by 8.5. Now, when I look at this matchup, though, I kind of feel like this can be an either way type game because what the Lions did last week, their defense is playing actually really good. I mean, their offense played really good. I mean, Jared Goff, I mean, he really played really well against his Vikings. He was able to light his shine. So, yeah. But you know what? The Broncos' run defense has not been looking great recently. And plus, their run defense sucks. I mean, without Von Miller, some of their edge rushers aren't playing really well. Plus, their secondary is pretty much solid, which I think their pass defense played really well against the Chiefs last week. I mean, Patrick Surtain, he's been looking good. I mean, he could be a top corner in the league. I mean, yeah. But you know what? The Lions do have a really good running back with Jamal Williams and DeAndre Swift. So I think this they can really give this Broncos run defense a lot of issues, though, which they can. But you know what? The Lions don't have a great defensive line, which is not as good. But you know what? I think the Broncos, but you know what? Both of their offensive lines are a little sketchy, and both their run defense are very sketchy, though. But you know what? I think the Lions do have the worst pass defense, though, and I think the Broncos kind of do have the better pass defense in this game because they got some good corners and good safeties too. So yeah, but you know what? I think with the Broncos passing game, I think they should have success passing the ball. I feel like with Jerry Jeudy, Cortland Sutton, and with Tim Patrick, I feel and Noah Fant. So I kind of feel like with that pass catching group of Denver, it's probably going to be too much for the Lions secondary to handle because they don't really have no good corners who can cover those receivers. And plus, Javonte Williams, Javonte Williams is very solid, which he can find a way to at least find open lanes and run over that Lions defense, which the Lions run defense is not good. So yeah. But we could barely see the Lions pull off an upset, though. But you know what? I think this game right here is going to be a little bit close, though. But I don't really know. It could be a little bit of a defensive game, but I don't know. But I'm going to go ahead and take the Broncos to win 26-22. Because I just kind of feel like that the Broncos are just a more talented team. They have the better coach. So, yeah. And they're at home. So I'm going to take the Broncos to win, but I will take the points, though, because I think what the Lions can do, with Jared Goff playing really well and with the Lions playing with heart and passion, and with the Lions play calling being so good, I think they might have a chance to keep it close. So I'm going to say the Lions do cover the points in this game, but I'm going to take the Broncos to win this game. Next game, we have the Giants versus the LA Chargers. Chargers are favored by 10. I'm going to keep this one a little short, though. Now, here's the thing. Now, the Chargers, now when I look at this matchup, now when we talk about this match, this game right here is, it's not going to be pretty, but you know what? The Giants are easily not that good. Mike Glennon looked it awful versus the Dolphins. On the other side, what the Chargers really did what the Chargers did last week, their defense really took away Jamar Chase. They were able to at least force a lot of turnovers in this game. That defense really did an amazing job, and plus the offense did an amazing job, torching this Bengals defense. But you know what? We can really see them do it again against the Giants because the Giants on offense, they're just so bad on offense. And plus, their offensive line, they don't know how to pass block and all that. So I think with the Chargers pass rush, since their defense is not good at stopping the run, that can allow the Giants to have success running the ball. But I think the Chargers defense has another big performance in this game. So yeah, and plus they do have a great secondary too. But you know what? it kind of sucks that their best receiver, Keenan Allen, is out due to COVID, which that can allow Mike Williams to have a big game, though. And plus, their run game is going to be very solid. So, yeah. But you know what? You know what? I'm going to go with the Chargers to win because the Chargers just a more complete team. They have the better coach. They're at home, and they have the better quarterback. So, yeah. And I think they do have a better scheme. I think Brandon Stanley's schemes are kind of better on defense. So, yeah, so I think the Chargers' game plan should be able to work out well. So, I got the Chargers winning 37-10 in this game. So, I'm going to pick the Chargers to win this game, but I'll take the Chargers to easily cover this game. Next game, we have the San Francisco 49ers versus the Cincinnati Bengals. This is a pick'em game, so this can go either way, though. When I look at this matchup, I kind of feel like this is a fun game to watch because both offenses and both defenses are playing against each other. Now, when I looked at that match, I mean, Joe Burrow did not look good versus the Chargers. I mean, the reason why that the Bengals have lost did not do enough against the Chargers in this game because the Chargers defense was getting pressure and they were forcing so many turnovers in this game. I mean, that's why. But on the other side, we can see the Niners do the same thing because do the same thing. Maybe force a lot of turnovers, take away Jamar Chase and all that, and plus, give the Bengals offense a lot of issue. So I think the Niners are kind of smart enough because I feel like they're playing with heart and all that, and I kind of feel like maybe, we can look at the Chargers game. Maybe we can look at the Browns game and see how the way their defense really stepped up in that game. But you know what? The Bengals' offensive line is not as great, but you know what? I think the Niners do have a better D-line in this game. So I feel like the Niners' defensive line can really give Joe Burrow a tough time. And I think they can find a way to slow down Mixon in that run game. And plus, their secondary is pretty solid. And they can find a way to at least cover the Bengals receivers and all that. So, yeah. But this can go either way, but I wouldn't be shocked if this game was low scoring, though. But you know what? I think this game right here might be very close, though. But I think it's going to be a little bit of a shootout type game. So, yeah. But you know what? If Elijah Mitchell and Debo don't play, then that can really hurt the Niners offense a little bit. I mean, so yeah, because Debo is a huge factor to this game, which he's been really good making explosive plays. But I'm assuming Debo will play, but I don't know about Elijah Mitchell. So yeah, so I think they kind of do have a running back to replace him, which they got Trey Sermon, which I don't really know if he's that good. And plus, the Bengals secondary is solid, but I don't think the Bengals pass defense will do enough in this game, so that can allow the Niners passing game to be really good because George Kittle is a huge factor to this team. So yeah. But I know the game's in Cincinnati though, but I have more faith that the Niners are gonna win this game because I kind of feel like the Niners are just they're a more talented team. They have a better coach. So yeah. So I got the Niners winning 33-30, but I kind of feel like this game right here is going to be high scoring. So yeah. But you know what? But I think if the Bengals offense, if they can really, I feel like with what they can do, if they can really control the clock at the end of the game and keep Jimmy G on the sidelines, then they'll win. But with the same thing with the Niners, because if they were able to control the clock at the end of the game and keep Joe Burrow on the sidelines, then they'll win the game. So I kind of feel like they're going to score like the high 30s and all that. So, yeah, but the Bengals, they tried to make a comeback versus the Chargers, but they didn't really do enough on both sides of the ball. But I think they might do a little bit of enough, so, yeah. So, I'm going to take the Bengals to cover this game to keep it close and competitive, but I'm going to take the Niners to bounce back and win this game. All right, next game we have the Buffalo Bills versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are favored by -3. Now, when I look at this matchup, though, the Bills, I kind of feel like the Bills are just so overrated because they have been losing to every good team they play. I mean, they lost to they beat. Now, when you look at their schedule, you can tell how many good teams they lost to because they're like 1-4 against good teams. Because now they lost to Carson Wentz. You beat a good Chiefs team, which Mahomes, sucked this year. I mean, you lost to a good Titans team. Then you lost to the Patriots. Then you lost to the Steelers. And then you just lost to the Jags, which is the worst team in the league, which that's kind of crazy. Which the Bills, are kind of really falling apart this year because I kind of feel like their run defense has a little bit of holes. I mean, trust me, Lamar Stevenson, Damon Harris ran all over them. I mean, that Patriots defense was playing outstanding in that game. Their offense was playing outstanding. But they kept on running the ball a couple of times, and they didn't really do enough in the passing game. I mean, that game showed you that Mac Jones only completed like 2 of 3 pass completion attempts, which he only passed the ball for 19 yards, which that's kind of crazy. Like, I never saw it happen before. But you know what? The Bills has been struggling lately defensively. So I think that can allow the Bucs offense to have success of run the ball and passing the ball. And plus, they do have a great defense, though, which is arguably the best. So I believe they're going to get a lot of their starters back. But you know what? I feel like that the Bucs, with their defense, I kind of feel like they'll find a way to stop the run because the Bills' run game is not as good. And plus, I think the Bucs secondary can find a way to get in coverage in this game and find a way to cover the Bills' passing game and lock them down. They'll find a way to take away Stephon Diggs and Cole Beasley and the other receivers. Yeah, the Bucs defense, I think they'll find a way to get the job done. I wouldn't be shocked if Buffalo wins because Buffalo has a really great defense, and plus, their defense has not looking the same without Tre'Davious White. I mean, he was a big factor to this defense. But you know what? That can allow the Bucs to have success passing the ball, which you got Mike Evans, Rob Gronkowski, and Chris Godwin, which are really good receivers. They should be able to pass the ball on them and all that. So, yeah, and they should be able to run the ball on them because the Bills' run defense is kind of inconsistent, though. But it's not as bad, but it's just so inconsistent. I would not be so shocked that the Bills win this game. But the only way that the Bucs would not lose this game unless they take too many penalties and they turn the ball over, or if Bruce Arians just red in the face like a tomato. So yeah. But you know what? I kind of feel like the Bucs defense is playing much better this year, and their offense is playing much better this year than the Bills. And plus, Brady has owned the Bills. I mean, he's 32-3 versus the Bills. He have owned the Bills a lot. But you know what? I think this game right here is going to be very close, though. And a little bit of a high-scoring game, but yeah. But I'm going to go ahead and take the home team, the Bucs, to win this game because I just kind of feel like the Bucs, they have the better quarterback. They're at home. I feel like they have the better coach. And I just feel like they're the better team. So, give me the Bucs to win this game, but I'm going to say Bucs win 31-27. So, give me the Bucs to win this game, but I will take the points, though, because I feel like this game is going to be very close than we expected because the Bills' offense is kind of very explosive, but has not been looking great so far for the last couple weeks. But you know what? Josh Allen is going to try to keep pace and all that. So, yeah. But I would not be surprised if this game was a blowout, though. But I think this game might be closer than we expected to. So I'm going to go ahead and take the Bills to cover the 3. I'm going to take the Bills to cover the points, but I will take the Bucs to win the game. All right, next game, we have the Chicago Bears versus the Green Bay Packers. Packers are favored by 12.5, which that's kind of big. Now, when I look at the matchup, though, I mean, the Packers defense has been absolutely the best in football. And plus, the Bears on defense, I mean, they're bad on defense. I mean, they're bad on both sides of the ball. I mean, did you even see those 4 interceptions that Andy Dalton threw? I mean, that was just a disaster. But you know what? I kind of believe that Justin Fields should be back for this game. So, yeah, I kind of feel like Fields should be back for this game. And plus, with him being out 2 games really sucks. But you know what? We can really see Justin Fields make some magic here in Green Bay. But you know what? The Bears are playing against a really good defense like the Packers. And also playing against a high-powered offense. But you know what? The Bears' defense is not good versus the run, and they're not good versus the pass. So that can allow the Packers' passing game to be very existent and their run game to be really good. I mean, just give the ball to Davante Adams because Davante Adams is like one of the best receivers in the game. I mean, Randall Cobb, Valdez-Scantling, Alan Lazar. So the Packers' offense should have a big day, and also the defense. I mean, with the way their defense has been playing for the last couple weeks, I think the Packers' defense should be able to step up this game. And plus, the Bears' offense can't really do enough because the Bears' offense stink. I mean, Matt Nagy, I kind of feel like he's gonna get fired like a little bit because his play calling sucks. I mean, because he's not a really good coach. So yeah, but you know what? I think this game right here. I mean, I wouldn't be shocked if this game was close, but you know what? I don't think the Bears will do enough on offense to keep up with Aaron Rodgers because Aaron Rodgers is arguably the best and all that, and he's like one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. So yeah. So I'm gonna take the Packers to win 35-13. I mean, I just feel like the Packers are just the better team. They have the better quarterback. They have the better coach. They're at home. I mean, yeah. So I'm going to take the Packers to win, but I will take the Packers to cover. All right, next game, we have the LA Rams versus the Arizona Cardinals. The LA Rams are favored by 3. Cardinals are favored by 2.5, though. Now, when I look at this matchup, though, this is like an either-way type game because here's the thing. Now, last time when these two teams played, the Cardinals played them very tough, though, because here's the thing. The Rams defense couldn't really stop Kyler Murray, and the Cardinals defense really played really well against the pass. But you know what? I mean, the Cardinals offense looked it really well against the Rams defense, like the couple games. Because here's the thing. Their passing game was really good, and their run game was so really well. But you know what? Here's the thing. If the Rams are going to win this game, they're going to have to come with a good game plan. I mean, the defense is going to have to at least slow down. They're going to have to at least contain Kyler Murray. They're going to have to stop him from catching the ball. They're going to have to take away DeAndre Hopkins and all those other receivers. I mean, and their offense has to be very consistent. I mean, that's the only way the Rams are going to be able to win. Because if the Rams don't do these things, they won't be able to win. Because if the Cardinals, if they beat them again, then they're going to be first in the division. But If they don't, then it doesn't really matter. Because here's the thing. The Rams on paper match up well with the Cardinals because the Rams defense is pretty much underrated because I like what the Rams did last week against Jacksonville, which their offense really played really well. The defense was very outstanding. I mean, yeah, the game plan was so good. I mean, Sean McVay's game plan worked out really well. But you know what? I kind of feel like the Rams could give Kyler a challenge in this game. So, yeah. And plus, the Cardinals' offensive line is nothing special. And plus, the Rams have a great D-line who can find a way to at least give the Cardinals' offense and Kyler some issues. And plus, the Rams, they have some really good receivers that can really cause the Cardinals' defense a lot of problems, which the Cardinals' secondary is not as great. So that can allow Cooper Kupp, Van Jefferson, OBJ, they should be able to find a way to at least make explosive plays, create play action, run routes, and all that on every down. So, yeah. So, you know what? The Cardinals secondary is great, but their corners, I mean, they're not as great, but they're just about okay. So I kind of feel like the Rams passing game and run game will do well in this game against the Cardinals defense. But as long as, Matthew Stafford doesn't play bad like he did the other game, then I think the Rams might have a chance to win. They should be able to keep it close. But I know it's in Arizona, though, but I think this game is going to be like a shootout type game and a high-scoring game. But you know what? I'm going to take the Rams to win this time because I kind of feel like that, the Rams, are going to get their revenge to beat the Cardinals because, to what they did to them in Week 4. So, yeah, I mean, they beat them early in the season, but now it's late in the season. I think the Rams should be motivated to play them. And plus, there's no way in the world I'm going to take Arizona to beat the Rams again because the Rams ain't going to lose to the Cardinals twice in a row like they always do. I mean, the Rams always play them hard anyway. So, yeah. I mean, I just kind of feel like the Rams have the better defense. They have the better coach. So, yeah. So, I'm going to take the Rams win 34-31. Much of a high-scoring game in a shootout. So, I'm going to say, this game right here I think they're going to score high 30s in this game. So, yeah. So, I'm taking the Rams to win, but I'm going to take the 2.5, though, because I think with the Cardinals, keeping it close, I mean, I wouldn't be shocked by that. But I would not be surprised if it was a blowout, though, because Kyler Murray is starting to play like an MVP, and Matthew Stafford is starting to play like an MVP as well. So, yeah. So, that can allow their passing game. That can allow both offenses and defense to have a good game. But I would not be surprised. I wouldn't be shocked if this game was a defensive game. But I think it's going to be a little bit of an offensive game. So, yeah. So, I think the Rams might win by a touchdown or a field goal in this game. So, I'm predicting they win by a field goal in this game in like the last second of the fourth quarter. But if they can be able to at least manage the game really good and not turn the ball over and, torch this Cardinals defense and, and try to control the clock in the game, control the ball, and keep Kyler off the field and all that. So, yeah, the Rams should be able to win this game. But I'm going to take the Cardinals to at least cover, but I'll take the Rams to win the game. And hopefully Matthew Stafford plays well in this game too. Well, all right, guys. That's all my Week 14 predictions now. Now, before I go, I was going to tell you guys something that I was almost thinking that I was going to have time to do this video, tonight because due to the fact that, I have, I haven't really finished my homework assignment yet, and I'm gonna try my best to at least get it done as I can. So, yeah. So at least my semester is gonna be over by Monday. So I should be able to at least make more videos and do some game day reviews, if I really want to do it, but I don't really know. But I'll probably see how it goes. So, yeah. So, with that being said, with me, finishing my schoolwork and all that, I kind of feel like, that Monday is my last day of school for me because this is just for the first semester. So, yeah, I just got to at least finish my assignment up. Then, yeah, I'll be done. So, thank you guys. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. So, and don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. So, yeah. And also, if you disagree with me, just let me know in the comments section below about who are your Week 14 predictions are for this week. So, it's Emmanuel Jones from the Big Fan. Hope you guys enjoy. Thank you guys for watching. See you guys later. Peace.